Hello, my name is Dennis Schaub, and I'm here joined by Adam from Kit Round. Adam, talk to us about this partnership you have going on with Volleyball England.
So we're super proud of the partnership. We're into our second season now, basically taking old volleyball kit and from other sports, getting that onto the platform and selling that to raise money for the Volleyball Foundation, getting more kids and more people playing volleyball and supporting the hardship fund.
Right. I saw a couple, kit drop zones. Yep. Can you talk to us a bit about what's going on, what you got going on in these Volleyball England events?
Yeah. So this is new for this year. We've got some new bins that are going to be at every major event throughout the season, and we're encouraging everybody in the volleyball community to come along, bring some kit. As I say, doesn't have to be volleyball kit. Can be kids kit from other sports or gym kit that you don't need anymore. We can get that back in the game.
You won't have time. Let's go.
Dennis.
Sure.
Right, apologies for the technical difficulties. I've now got Michal Stoyev, head coach of the London Giants, here with me. So, first game of the season, pretty brand new team. What are your thoughts on this first game ahead of you?
My first thoughts are we need to step in the court confident that we will perform the way we practiced, and we don't have certain expectations. Obviously, we come here to see the oppositions, see what they do, and play our own game. So we're just really looking forward to the game to happen, and hopefully we do our best.
Yeah, you placed a lot of emphasis about this being a project, a long-term project, and you've recruited a lot of players from the London scene who are kind of familiar, right? Do you think that's going to give you any advantage over the season?
I mean, we have recruited a lot of juniors, a couple of guys on the London U18s that I was coaching last year. That's definitely a fresh blood, fresh energy. It's a good addition to the team, and obviously for us to develop and give opportunity to the London juniors to have something to look forward to it is very important, obviously. And with a mix-up with a more experienced guy, I think he's gonna bring a lot to the competition in general. Yeah,
fantastic. Well, thank you very much for your time, and good luck to the game.
Yes. Thank you.
Do you keep
You pick someone else.
anyone? Your choice.
Yeah. You guys can chat.
Broadcast.
Yeah, Henry.
And now joined on the Nottingham sideline by Henry Norris. Henry, just talk about your pre-season of obviously a couple of Bucks games in. What's kind of the feeling of this group at the moment?
I'm feeling like the team's really cohesive compared to the last couple of years. I think everyone's playing their part.
And kind of what have you seen? What's Freddie been talking to the group about to kind of build the chemistry? Obviously, a lot of turnover, losing a couple of key pieces in Griffin and Sam. So, kind of, what's the chat been, and kind of what's the expectation of this group going into the season?
I think main things, keeping our sets wide, making sure we get our pins involved, and also like, our middles. They've been here like a couple years now, so the connection's a lot better. So keeping all the hitters involved, keeping the block, thinking about where they need to go.
And obviously a tough opening game, London Giants, the reigning champions. What's kind of the key focus point for this team today to try and come out with a victory on opening day?
Well, because it's the first game, we haven't seen any film from them at all. So figuring out all the tendencies of the players, where the block and the attack's weakest, so we can exploit that.
Well, Henry, we'll let you go get ready, but appreciate your time. Thank you and good luck.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
There's the thoughts of Henry, and hopefully we'll bring Dennis back in. And Dennis, obviously, University of Nottingham, big programme, but the key additions, it's not who they've added, it's who they've lost initially. Griffin Walters, obviously gone, no Sam Peters anymore. So how does this group kind of reset and go again?
I mean, they were so close last year, right? You know, missing out of the top four with that late couple unfortunate situations with injuries. But to be fair, that's a positive thing to take. You missed the last hurdle, but now you've got a core group with Ollie Tuck, with Rob Morgan, with Joelson Santi. You've got a core identity, and now you've added a few new weapons, right? So that's going to be definitely something positive they can take and be confident about this season.
Indeed, and the big additions, obviously Oliver Quick and Lib as well, but we know Nottingham is a middle factory. They always develop middle, so the importance of Lyle Cossard kind of stepping up into the role, but he'll be joined by Connell Kane as well in the middle. So how important is it that the development from Nottingham have with the internal growth is really important to how that programme works year in, year out?
Middle's one of the most underrated positions. Sure, they're going to be one of the most athletic, but they've also got such a key role to play along the whole offense and the defense as well.
Oh, you want to swip? Indeed, as we just get the camera shot sorted, but obviously as well, we talked about the international influence, but these players are a little bit more unique at Nottingham. A lot of them come in with beach backgrounds. When you see the game, how does that affect the Nottingham style of play?
I mean, it just opens up so many more shots, right? But the other thing that I want to point out, when you have good beach players around you, that means your transition play is going to improve so much more. Everybody is going to be capable of digging the ball and setting the ball to a hittable position for, you know, these new pin hitters that they've recruited that are so strong.
Yeah, so that I'll talk about Nottingham. We've got to talk about the reigning champions down on the other end of the court, the London Giants. A huge roster overhaul, just two players back, Rodriguez de Libero, Dorian Point. So what do you expect to see from Giants in a complete rebuild?
It's a complete rebuild, but Coach Michal Stoyev has already mentioned this is a project. They're investing in their youth around London. They've brought in a lot of players that are new, but not new to the Super League scene or the London scene. So they've definitely played each other, whether that's in recreational tournaments or competitive tournaments. They've got that connection already. So I don't expect meshing to be that difficult, but it's definitely something to look out for.
And a younger core of this Giants group, even Poverenko on the starting opposite, 21 years old. We understand, we haven't double checked, but we understand Kadeem McCoy, the young middle, is going to get the start in England, a London under-19 player. So how important is that for Giants, that they're bringing in the experience and now starting to bring in some of that youth for the long-term projects as well?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think that's part of developing a club in general. You've got to put a lot more emphasis on the youth. And sure, last year they gave us a strong impression with their imports and the success they've had in one season, but can they do it again? And I think that starts with building from the youth, from the bottom up.
Obviously, you're calling this game. What's the key to this matchup going to be?
I mean, I think for both teams, number one on opening day is always going to be how can you mesh with your new teammates? How can you problem solve with your new teammates? Both teams have got cannons of arms. You can tell from the warm-ups, right? They've probably got insane serves as well from service pressure. So a little bit of, you know, kind of generic, but it's going to be about service pressure and how well can Nottingham use that beach expertise in transition through those high ball out of system situations, and whether Giants can really mesh with their new group, with their young, with their slightly more experienced players.
Indeed, and we saw Nottingham, the best Super League serving team last year. We'll see how that unfolds. You got to head up to the commentary booth. You'll be joined by Newcastle setter Neil Ray. We'll take a quick break, but on deck, University of Nottingham versus the London Giants, the reigning champions.
Do we have team sheets with like their names and stuff?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the third game of the opening weekend. My name is Dennis Shop, and I'm here joined by Newcastle Knights player Neil Ray. Just finished off that game just now. Tough game to take, but would you like to talk us through just quickly what are your thoughts on that last game?
Hey, you know what? Tough match, but realistically, it's the first one of the year, and a lot of good things to pull from it. And it's one of those things where, oh, there we go. How's that? Yeah, got that. Sorry, check. You know, it's one of those things where you take the positives, flush the negatives, and you move on to the next week. So, great time, great crowd, great environment. You know, you can't really complain about any of that. So, I would say all good vibes here on the Newcastle side.
Yeah, 100%. And looking now to this game, University of Nottingham up against the London Giants. Big game here. London Giants, a lot of new players.
Oh, yeah.
Unfamiliar faces, but also a few familiar ones. You know, previously played in the Super League, players like George Ivanov, Diego Tamburini, and a few IBB Polonia players who come across London and now joining with London Giants.
Yeah, I mean, there's no two ways around it. This is a powerhouse team. A team that won the league last year, won the Final Four last year, has now picked up some, I would say, arguably more dynamic and better additions, which I will say is a scary sight for somebody playing in the league. But it raises the overall level, which I think is a total positive.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, it just brings up the league overall, you know, having teams like that. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this new group gels. You know, I'm not really sure how many practices they've had together, like what the flow is like when they're getting to know each other, especially setter-hitter connections. It's going to be really interesting to see.
Yeah, exactly. And moving on to University of Nottingham, almost the other side of the coin.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of key returning players, players like Rob Morgan, the Joelson Santis.
Totally.
You know, Oliver Quick. A lot of players who have consistently been in and about the leaderboards in the Super League. And, you know, they're a university team. They've got that off-court bond, which I'm sure you know so much about. And how is that going to help them through this game?
Absolutely. No, I think it's going to be interesting. I think the thing about the university connection, it adds sessions to your week. I'm not sure exactly how much Giants train, but you have to assume that within Bucks games and then Super League trainings, you're getting a lot more reps together. And also the Bucks element, it adds a lot more game reps, which is good. Obviously, you got to assume that the 6v6 in the Giants gym is also a very high level, but having those game reps coming into a match like this, already, you know, 1 or 2 Bucks game under the belt is going to help them tremendously.
Yeah, definitely. And even though they've got University of Nottingham have a lot of returners, they've recruited some major imports.
I've heard.
Yeah, I believe number 11 listed on our sheet, Kanai Akana, the key opposite, but just as the London Giants team step onto court, we've got our starting lineups. Number 44, Dorian Point, Daniel Piavarenko, Griffin Fiesler, number 11, Kadeem McCoy. And moving on to the University of Nottingham, we've got number 11, Kanaya Kana, hailing from Hawaii. Number 17, Connell Kane, one of the 2 Kane brothers on the team. Number 8, outside, Rob Morgan returns to the starting lineup. Entering into position 5, the other outside, John Kane, the second brother. Number 2, Lau Costa at the middle. And finally, another returner, Cole Turnbull at setter.
It's a familiar bunch for sure. But let's see how the new players impact them. I mean, they had a lot of great outside hires last year, if you want to call it, with Griffin. And obviously, you know, Sam's more of a, bred here. But having those guys come in definitely lifted their squad up. So let's see if the new guys can bring something similar and add to the already established crew here, you know, kind of a core that we've seen before.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's what Freddie Fairbairn, the head coach, was talking about, and he seems so excited. They've got a lot more depth this year, and that's just purely from developing their own players, from the players coming in as freshers. And now you've got, you know, maybe arguably a big 3 in terms of imports coming to almost like help them over this hurdle that they failed to cross last season, narrowly missing out on Final Fours.
Totally agree.
And coming up to serve right away is Amadou Leia Sam getting his first points in the Super League. A lot of unfamiliar faces on Little Giants. Will be definitely interesting to see how this plays out. So up comes Amadou with his first serve of the Super League season, and here we go. Spin serve, Cole Turnbull enters setting. Out of system right away. Transition for Little Giants. Down the line, they convert right away off that play.
Excellent turn there. I mean, the block jumps inside looking for the cross angle, turns it down across the thumb, and just off the arm of Turnbull there. I mean, it's a tough dig to make, but if you're not going to pick up those shots, you're going to have some serious problems here, because I can tell you there's probably some much harder pickups coming in here from the Giants.
Yeah, 100%. All started with a serve that forced them out of system. Let's see if they can do it again. Much better pass this time. Rob Morgan with nobody up, and that's going to be easy money all day.
Drills the corner there. What a shot.
Yeah, I mean, one of the standouts from last season for University of Nottingham was they almost had 3 liberos on court at the same time, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's so effective defensively, but also in serve reception. But now they've added, you know, a new player in Kane outside.
Nice little hybrid there. Ooh, switches the flow very effectively, and that's going to be too short for Quick.
What a shot from
Not quick enough,
Pioverenko.
unfortunately, there.
Yeah, what a shot from
Block is
Pioverenko.
just all over the place on that one. That's an excellent set.
Yeah, long distance. Gives Pioverenko the one-on-one. Excuse me. Yeah, Pioverenko the one-on-one. Rolls it down the line, and easy points so far for London Giants. Decent ball in. Opts for the right side, and that's a big block for the Giants.
That's straight down there. No chance.
Yeah, so far we haven't seen, you know, a 3-point pass per se from University of Nottingham. Will be key
To
to
be
see.
fair, they've been getting bombed off the line early, though.
Yeah. Spin serve after spin serve. This time Kane picks it up. Unable to connect fully. Fiesler delivers to the outside. Up against a triple block, and University of Nottingham get their first point in transition.
It's a nice close there. Good to get three set of hands up when you can, especially when this Giants offense is in system. It's going to be very tough to get, you know, even 2 blockers up every time. So to get 3 there is huge to close that off. Not sure if it caught his arm or if it was really just in the tape, but they were there nonetheless.
Yeah, now out of system for Giants. Pioverenko up against 2. Great block touch, but unfortunately a net touch. Ref indicates the shoulder. That's always tough to take.
John Kane disagrees with the net call there. Played with an outside hitter in high school named John Kane. John Kane, if you're watching this, shout out to you. I guarantee that he's not, but still.
Maybe tag him on Instagram.
That's got to be a foot fault there, no? He's missed it anyways, doesn't matter.
Not sure, not quite sure. Pioverenko getting his arm loose for now. Now, Kanaya Akana, the newly appointed captain, opposite hitter, former Hawaii player, coming in to serve. But it's a fantastic ball in. Unable to get that middle connection, but it's a great ball in by Amadou Sam.
It's a good angle there, just misses it by a little too much. Ooh,
Another great serve. Great block touch from Nottingham. Now they transition. Kane tries to go high hands, but doesn't quite find the touch there.
Looked very close from this angle. This is why I couldn't be a ref, because every time I see a play, I'm like, oh, he's clearly touched that, and then boom, point the other way, and I'm like, what are they seeing out there? Again,
Yeah.
I thought it caught him, but apparently not. Let's see what Dorian does here.
Great take by Costard. What a take by Ivanov, but Giants just unable to connect there. Now, as a setter yourself, when you see your middle take that first ball, do you just instinctually want to give it back to him?
If it's a good pass, legally you have to give it back to the middle, or else you're not. You won't be allowed.
Yeah,
to
it's one of
finish
those
the pass.
unspoken
It's
rules.
a good pass. You absolutely have to give it back to them, even if there's a quadruple block, which would be illegal. You still have to set them. That's what I was taught, at least.
Fair enough. And that ball sails just into that corner. Great serve by Kane. This time coming from Jack Kane. Deep float serve from area 5 to 5. Clearly targeting the front court outside here right now. Great ball in. Fiesler to the right side. Filarenko unable to connect.
Yeah, just buried it a bit too deep there. I think he was really looking for the center of the court and just doesn't quite find that angle. It's a bit too much.
Yeah, Fiesler's front row right now, so if he has to, dump is available to him. And Knots unable to pick that one up, but great delivery.
He lights that ball up.
Yeah, Fiesler was front row. Nottingham kind of try and read that dump there. It leads to a one-on-one block and an easy kill for Sam.
Quick's got a hand on it. You know, he's got his body in the right place, but it's just too much. He's just overpowered there.
Great ball in by Rob Morgan. Gives it right back and high off the hands. That's what you love to see from your undersized outside hitter.
That's where you live. If you're not the height to go against these guys, no offense to you, Rob, but you know how to use your shots. You know how to use the ball placement. That's one of those things where you can succeed at any level if you have the right game sense, no matter what size you are.
100%.
Bit too much pepper jack on that float serve there. That's one of those mistakes you'd love to limit against a very strong Giants side. Love to turn down those missed float serves there. If you're a jumper and you're ace or error, that's one thing. There's an argument to be made. If you're a middle, put it in a float serve. That's gotta find some court.
I think referees just instructing the players to not screen. This Fiesler lefty topspin got me a little bit excited, but unfortunately that one went in the net.
Lefty setter, and he's massively tall. Awesome. That's great for the league. Good to know.
Now Cole Turnbull, one of the leaders in the previous season's serve percentage, aims for a deep float serve. Well dealt with by Giants. And down the middle, what a swing from Muyachi.
It's a great run. You've really just got no chance in touching that. Let's see that again. Oh, no, never mind. We will not see that again. If you saw it, congratulations. If you've missed it, better luck next year.
I mean, you can rewind on YouTube Live.
You can rewind. I suppose I didn't think about that. Thank you, Dennis.
But Sam, another bomb of a serve. And Cole Turnbull, great set with the flow.
Yep.
Setting the right side hitter.
That one is touched there. I'll say this Nottingham side is holding up better than I thought off the start. No offense, but it's one of those things where you see the overpowering size and experience of this Giants team against a younger crew. They're matching them very well here. They just have to limit the errors. Right as I said that, once again, a serve has been bombed out of bounds. That's my bad if it's a commentator's curse. But they're in the match, and it's one of those things where if you can hang on point for point, the last stages of a game, anything can happen, Anything can happen.
Yeah, definitely. It's always going to be about who can get that first big service run and then eventually try and close out in the final few points. And Uyachi goes a bit conservative, quick, deals with it well. And a dunk down from Nottingham, this time coming from Connell Kane.
It's beautiful. Ronald Kane looks a lot like Jack Kane. I wonder if there's any relation there. That's so interesting. What a coincidence.
What a coincidence indeed. Coming from Menlo College as well.
Both of them. Wow, what are the odds?
Great ball in by Sam. Back to Pyakarenko, and what a swing down the line.
That's just buried. That is just absolutely buried.
Yeah, as a right-handed opposite myself, you just love to be given that space to crank that down the line.
Cole Turnbull with a shorter haircut. What do we think, Dennis? What are our thoughts on the Cole Turnbull? It's a bit of a buzz there. I'm a fan. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I've got a buzz myself, so
yeah, you're
I've got to respect it.
I mean, hey, if you're in England and have the hairline for a buzz, you have to do it. Like, you have to, just to let everybody know.
That time, Akanai finds the deep cross shot coming from Hawaii.
Yeah, I mean that's got to be your game plan if you're Knots here. Obviously, there's some size. There's a lot of great verticals on display, but this Giants team, their game plan is much different. You know, Nottingham should be looking for deep shots, off hands, recycle, find your ball, and try to, you know, manipulate the block.
Outside, triple block, well recycled. Nobody's there to quite connect. That's a tough pill to swallow if you're the Giants.
We've got a sneaky Nottingham 3-point lead here, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they've been sneakily building this lead.
That's a
It's not like
sneaky
they're
lead.
making any big momentum plays.
Yeah.
They're just right there, as you keep saying.
They're hanging around. And they've got a little lead here. If they could nurse this, go point for point until the 20s, I mean, then it's anybody's ball game.
Yeah, and especially if you're a Giants fan, you do not want to be making that kind of mistake. Your teammate Poink just managed to get such a great recycle off that, and he's looking for somebody to, you know, set him again. He just earned you guys another opportunity. Somebody's got to connect there.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it's those little things where you see that in a new team more than you do in an experienced team. There's less communication errors once you play longer together, so a lot of new guys on this side. I think 2-3 months, those errors are going to be absolutely gone.
Yeah, definitely, and that's going to be something they're going to want to work out on opening day. They've got a big crowd to support them as well. I see the Giants fans have brought a drumming crew.
Oh, yeah.
They've been here all day.
They're always out in fall.
Yep.
Just try playing in their gym with their drummers right in your ear serving. Those little walls reverberating off. Oh, my gosh. Can't hear yourself thinking there.
So back out of the timeout. Fiesler is front court left-handed, so dump is available to him if he needs it. Slightly out of system, goes for the pipe option, and Sam down the middle.
Excellent transition there. Yeah, that's from Sam there. I mean, the thing is, he's passed a majority of the ball so far in this set, and when the hard ones come, it's one of those things where even if he's making a passing error, it's very settable. You know, like he hasn't shanked anything yet. He's been very consistent.
Yeah, what a ball by Kane this time. Set looks a bit wide, and that one clips the antenna.
Yeah, it's a beautiful pass there, great transition, and just a missed set from Turnbull. But again, it's new hitters, new setter. I mean, not new setter, new hitters. You got to find that connection. It's going to take some time. Expect them to be in flow by the end of the season for sure.
No aces so far, and I don't think I recall too many major service errors. That's my fault.
Ask and you shall receive. Just a bit too much fettuccine on that one as it sails out the back. Almost puts a hole in the back blockers there, but we remain at 14-12. 2-point lead for Nottingham. Seeing how the middle game of this set's shaping out. It's interesting. Nottingham's up, but I don't necessarily feel much momentum on their side. You'd like to see a little bit of a run and see them get a bit more of a lead here. And
that might be the start.
Say it. There's a momentum play right there.
That's a massive block by Costa and Cole.
Huge block.
You know, it just seems like we're foreshadowing every play that happens.
We really are.
Service errors,
that's
momentum
called ball
plays.
knowledge. Oh, yeah, straight down. That's a replay for you. Put that one on your Instagram story.
This time shoot set down the middle from McCoy, newly acquired from IBB Polonia. One of the younger players on the team. It seems like from my conversation with head coach Michal Stoyev, one of the key focuses this year was bring in a mix of both youth and experienced players, and he's one of the younger ones on the court right now.
Yeah, it's interesting. He's like the shortest in the front row as a middle blocker, which is very interesting. As we speak about short middle blockers, number 3, Oyachi. Yeah, sorry if I've mispronounced that. A lot of new guys. He is not an undersized middle blocker. If anything, he's an oversized middle blocker. And I would advise against swinging cross and out of system scenarios against him for any teams watching this for game prep. I would say maybe a tip or throw it off the block or run screaming.
Now McCoy to serve second one. Out of system again for Knots. Rob Morgan up against 3, gets the recycle. And another chance at this. He actually just dove into that cross court.
Dove a full foot across the net there. Just read him like a picture book, realistically.
That was some beach technique. It felt like he was playing 2-on-2 for a second, diving in all the way cross court, giving Rob Morgan no chance. Now we're evens. right before that service error is putting Nottingham back up by 1, but nobody seems to have grabbed hold of the game fully just yet.
Yeah, you know, you're kind of waiting for somebody to take a stab here, or at least like take somewhat more of a lead. You know, we've only seen a lead of like 3. That is the highest one ball I've seen in the English Volleyball League. That is unbelievable.
What a joust from Rob Morgan, going high off the hands. You know, one of the things that, as a volleyball player, that, you know, the big major rule changes from FIVB, I was worried they would call power tips more carries now. But Pyakarenko gets...
I think it's interesting. I would say it depends a lot more on the referee than it does the actual rule. I think it's whatever style of volleyball that they've not grown up with, but what they've become accustomed to. Because obviously that style, especially from outside hitters, has kind of started to come into the main lately. It's whether or not they accept that as a referee and a fan of the game, you know?
Yeah. That time a misconnection. Pass was a bit too tight from Ollie Quick. He quickly acknowledges that. It's still back and forth. Nobody's, you know, a few bumps here and there with momentum plays, but nobody's grabbed hold of the game.
I will say, if you're Nottingham right now, you've got to be exuberant about the situation that you're in. You know, I think a lot of people watching this match, nice reverse flow. What a swing. Easy save. Just reaches over both blockers. Nice set there. Another great dig there. Seems to get pushed real high, swung over the top of everybody with a net touch, unfortunately ending that great rally. Even down 18-17, you've got to be happy with the situation that you're in if you're Nottingham. Once again, a younger side, less experienced side, and a lot less time playing together. You have to expect that the Giants were the massive favorite coming into this game. So to be at 18-17, much worse places to be if you're Nottingham.
Yeah, 100%. It's obvious that, you know, Nottingham are just waiting for one moment to click for them. They've got 2 big pin hitters in Kane and Akana. They haven't quite, you know, made that big swing and try and really integrate themselves into the team. We're just looking for somebody to, you know, almost, I don't want to put it bluntly, but just shout.
Yeah.
You know, get a big kill and get the crowd energized, because right now the atmosphere is a bit low right now.
Mm-hmm. It definitely is.
And then if you're the Giants, you definitely want to put this to stop right now. You don't want to give a cheap set to Nottingham.
Yeah, no, you'd like to think that if you're the clear favorite here, a lot more experience, a lot more international players, you'd like to think that they put an emphasis stamp on this one, grow this lead, and finish us out efficiently. But Nottingham's scrappy. They've got a lot of great players with a lot of experience themselves. So, I mean, it's really anybody's ball game here. Somebody's just got to take control. Whether that's a player or a side or a blocking unit, somebody's got to take control.
And Fiesler with the lefty serve takes a lot off it. Rob Morgan one-on-one still opts for the cheeky tip down the line.
David versus Goliath out there on the opposite, and he finds the line. And the thing is that right there is worth the exact same amount of points as bouncing it inside 2 feet and breaking someone's front 2 teeth out, you know? And Rob Morgan knows that.
Rob Morgan knows that, but more importantly, he embraces that. Nicole Turnbull, flat float serve. Ivanov deals with it well. One-on-one. Sam just squeezes it through, and Rob Morgan would love to have that back.
Yeah. Got a smooch of it. Got a little side of that ball, but just not enough. You got to press that outside hand.
And Sam back to serve. Started the set off. Clips the net. Well dealt with by Kane.
That's not going to do it. Got to find a different angle there than straight down. We got to go off to the side. We got to go over into the middle. Or what my personal recommendation is with a blocker of that size, cock your arm down and hit at the ceiling as hard as you can. That would be my recommendation on this point right here. Let's see what they do. And they'll do nothing because that's an absolute nuke.
What a serve there by Sam. Yeah, as you say, it's tough to, you know, kind of scheme things when 1 second you're getting a conservative jump serve, the next you get a absolute bomb down the middle.
Yeah, this Giant, they haven't really been moving the serve around that much. They've kind of just been going up and popping one in. I think they've got to turn up the service pressure if they want to run away with these sets a little easier, you know? I mean, they've been roll shotting them into Kane, who's just been absolutely diming them.
Yeah, I think they're targeting maybe the front row outside or just Kane. Rob Morgan obviously probably not a passing liability you want to target, but I think that's the second timeout for University of Nottingham. So it's
Yeah, I mean, it's all on them now. You
Yeah.
know, there's nothing else that Coach Freddie can do. They've got to take agency of this game here if they want to have a shot in coming back and stealing this first set. I think this is a big one for Nottingham. I mean, you're close. You've been close the whole game. You let this one slip away. What does the rest of the match look like? I don't know if it's exactly what they're going to hope it is, you know?
now Sam back to serve. Bombed it in last time. This time takes a little more off it. Quick, deals with it well. Rob Morgan, 1.5 blockers, gets the kill off the late middle Uyachi. Now back to serve.
It's a great use. The question is when do these shots off the side of arms stop working? And when that does happen, what will the score look like, you know?
Yeah.
They're working them very well. They're using the block efficiently. But if the Giants turn up their discipline a bit, we might be in trouble.
Fiesler delivers to the outside. Big block. Somehow covered up by Giants. Now out of system. High ball to Akana. Covered up by Knots. Now it's free ball Giants. Good ball in. Down the middle. Covered up again somehow. Cole Turnbull opts for the pipe, but misconnected right there. That's a shame because two great covers from those out-of-system plays led to that final free ball opportunity for Knots, and
Great
they couldn't
rally
quite
there. Unfortunate way to
execute.
end it. Again, I think if you're Nottingham there, you've got to capitalize on those moments where you've got them against their heels. You've made two great blocks, especially on the middle. And then an unfortunate error there from Morgan.
Uyachi with a float serve. Kane deals with it well. Straight back to him.
Nice reach.
Somehow squeezes it through. Maybe a misconnect there. And now Connell Kane to serve after his brother's point. Giants still with 3 attackers front row. Kovarenko dug up by Morgan. Back to Kane, finds the end line off of that high ball. Yeah, that's a fantastic pickup by Morgan there. Kovarenko up against 2, still managed to squeeze it through, and now the referee is giving a short talking to Fiesler. I think asking the players to calm down when calling in or out. It's one of those natural instincts. But still, you must respect the referee's call. Fiesler opts for the middle. Great touch by Nottingham. Dug up by Ivanov. Bit of a mess by Giants, and that's a free ball for Knots. Akana recycled. Back to Cole Turnbull. Hammers it cross court, and they get a big point out of that rally. That's huge for University of Nottingham. 22 square now off of that brilliant rally. Now a timeout called by the London Giants. Back-to-back points lost in this crucial 20s.
Am I feeling a bit of momentum swing in the air? Is that what I'm feeling?
Yeah, I think so.
Someone turn on the AC or something? Something's different. It might be a bit of momentum here for Nottingham.
I think Nottingham finally managed to get a few points. You saw Akana finally celebrate and, kind of let go of his shell almost.
I mean, that's what you got to do if you're Nottingham in this game. Like, it's one of those things where, no disrespect to them as a side, but realistically, everyone in the volleyball community in England here is expecting the Giants to win this game. And I think they would agree that that is the general accepted outcome, considering the new acquisitions by this already strong side. So if you're Nottingham, you've just got to play with your heart out. You know what I mean? And you got nothing to lose. Only positives here. And that's exactly what they're doing, and I love it.
Here we go. Connell Kane this time to serve. Last time went for a flat float serve, targeting Sam. This time targets the front row outside. Difficult set, well dealt with. Now Akana out of system, swings, blocked. And Kane high off the hands of McCoy, and they get 3 points in a row. This is huge for Nottingham.
What a set there. Off your own cover, dish perfectly high and hit the hands. It's gorgeous. Those are the plays you've got to make right there. You've got to stay locked in. You've got to stay scrappy.
Another great serve out of system, Giants. Piovarenko up against 2, and he can't get through.
I mean, that's a monster block if we've ever seen one there at a crucial time. Let's watch that one more time. It's a nice high out of system set, and it's just a beautifully closed block there.
Yeah, Nottingham seemed to have kind of shuffled across right away, recognizing that their favorite out-of-system hitter at the moment is Piovarenko.
I mean, this is the front row you want at the end of a set here from Nottingham. You know, you've got your 3 tallest, you got your biggest blockers that you have on this side. You got 3 options offensively for the setter. Like, this is what you want here to end a set.
An overpass dumped down by Jack Kane. And before you know it, Nottingham took the set.
1-0 to Nottingham. Against all odds, the fellas have persevered through some, I would say, some mid-set, I wouldn't call it sluggishness, but you could tell that the momentum had shifted from the early points where they were really hot, they were excited, they were moving quickly. They slowed down tremendously in the middle of the set there, but what a way to finish.
Yeah, what a way to finish indeed. Started from consistent service pressure, so important at this level. You know, targeting Sam, and occasionally they managed to hit the middle a few times. McCoy had to deal with a couple balls, and that led to a lot of out-of-system opportunities. And with the, as you mentioned, the high front row that they had to end the set, they managed to set up a clean block every single time. But if you're Giants now, what's your answer to this? You know, you seem to have almost cruised to generally a 2-point lead for most of the game, and then suddenly in the crucial moments in the 20s, you lost it off of, you know, you can't point to one exact big error, but how are you going to, you know, problem solve to get out of this situation?
Yeah. You're absolutely right. I mean, I think it's one of those things where you have to find a point and stick to it. You know, you've got hitters that have been very successful, and then you had some of those weird out-of-system kind of junk situations that you didn't capitalize on. So you've got to find a point early and stick on it, you know, whether that means running the B opposite 6 points in a row. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, maybe it's not as fun as spreading the ball and dishing the rock, but you've got to stick to your points.
Yeah, maybe it's just one of those where they are a new team in terms of new players, new recruits. They don't know who that 1 point is. They don't know who their go-to guy should be. You know, whereas Nottingham, sure, they have also got new pin hitters in Akana or Kane, but with hopefully preseason that they had and those times off court, you can kind of get a sense for, okay, who's going to be the person dealing with the garbage on this team? Who's going to deal with those awkward junk situations?
Very true, very true. It'll be interesting to see how it shakes out. I mean, they've clearly got a lot of depth, you know, so we'll see. Do we think this this starting 6 stays the same here for Giants? Because obviously the Nottingham 6 has got to stay after battling so hard like that together as one. Do we think the Giants 6 stays?
Yeah, I mean, Giants, they've got a lot of talent on the bench, especially a few, you know, former Super League players, Andrea Maggio, Tamburini. You've got a returner, actually, in Libero, the Mexican national team Libero as well.
Yeah, where's he at here? That's interesting.
And so far, it looks like the same starting lineup. Yeah, no changes made on the Giants side, and same for University of Nottingham. To be expected, though. Now Cole Turnbull starting in rotation 1 to serve. Looks like Giants opting for rotation 2. Sam starting in position 1, so back row setter, 3 options front row, Poink the front row outside. Seems like a little bit of delay. We're back underway. Cole Turnbull to serve first. Usually a flat, deep float serve. Ivanov overpass. Rob Morgan couldn't quite get it down, but second time's the charm as Kane manages to dump it over.
Yeah, I mean, that's clinical there. You've got to terminate in that, especially in overpass situations. That's one of those things. Those are points that you can't leave on the table, especially in close sets like we're going to see a lot of tonight.
Cole Turnbull again going for Ivanov. Deals with it well, and what a swing. Talk about terminating.
It's something I fear we'll see a lot of this season. I mean, he's miles over the block there. They've got absolutely no chance. Let's watch that one again. Yeah, I mean, that's just clinical.
Clinical side out. Leads to a clinical serve as well. Uyachi, 2 in a row. Big plays early on, but University of Nottingham won't want to panic at all here.
It's a hot start for the Giants for sure. You've got to get a bit of momentum here. You can't let this get out of hand if you're Nottingham.
Great ball in by Quick. To the right side. Off a recycle. Or so we thought, but a double call was right.
Off the noggin there. Unfortunate. But did a great job playing it off. Make us think that didn't touch him.
Now Uyachi trying to go for a hybrid serve. I'm not quite sure whether he tried to wrap that topspin on that, float toss to a quick hand wrap over. But now Rob Morgan back up to serve. Fiesler, the setter of Giants, still back row. Piovarenko hasn't been used quite as much just yet. And trying to go for the Nikolov, the Maroof. Which one do you prefer?
I love it. Honestly, I'm more excited that the service pressure is getting going here for Nottingham, because you've got to maintain that, especially against a great offensive unit. You've got to keep the meta system there and get some free overpass points.
Yeah, Rob Morgan's targeting the outsides. Excuse me, now Ivanov. Fast to the outside. Point gets the point.
Scrappy kill there. I mean, that's how you find find the hands that aren't disciplined. I mean, clearly they're facing out, facing the sideline. You're not going to get many blocks that way, especially against an experienced hitter.
Piovarenko bombs it out of system for Nottingham. Inside ball, up against 3. Couldn't quite find the court there.
Great set, great swing. Just misses the outside hand of the third blocker. That's what you look for out of system. Just unfortunate that he's just missed the execution there, but just barely.
Yeah, I mean, that time, tough serve. Maybe they're trying to figure out that balance between service pressure, but couldn't quite find the balance there.
Too much mustard there.
Yeah.
That's not going to do it. I think if you're Giants here, I see a lot of leisure on the court. Not leisure, but I see a lack of intensity here. It feels as though they're still owed the game. You're down one set here. You've got to have some more intensity. Maybe that's just the type of players they are. They look a lot more relaxed and a lot more chill, but it still seems very lax,
Yeah. Nobody's trying to command the defense, and that time failed to cover up. University of Nottingham definitely capitalizing and looking just more like a team in general. Like you said, they look lax. There's nobody per se commanding on court. As a volleyball player, you're going to call the obvious things. I don't care if it's left seams, right seams.
Yeah.
You're going to call those out, and that just brings a lot more energy together. But Giants haven't seemed to do that just yet. And you can see Fiesler, the captain right now, trying to get his hitters amped up. Piovarenko as well. It's always difficult to, force each other to get hyped up over something.
Absolutely. But it's one of those things where if you can't bring energy, then you're going to have a tough time getting out of spots, especially tight in a close team like this.
Out of back row, well dug up by Cole Turnbull. Out of system for Kane. That time too tight. And now a net touch called against Jack Kane. Feels like there were a couple appeals in the middle of the rally there for a net touch.
Yeah,
Hard to
very
see.
controversial rally. Not happy if you're Nottingham there, but realistically, you've got to play to the whistle. You know, there's nothing's going to happen screaming at the ref. If they didn't see it, they're not going to call it. You've got to play it out.
Decent ball in. Now Kane opts for the tool off the hands. Fiesler denies it, but he seems chill about it.
I mean, the line ref pretty clearly signaled for a touch almost immediately, so you can deny it all you want. We've got the replay. We will look at the tape, okay? We're not afraid to expose you, which is fair, though. I mean, I would never call my own touch in a match, so I totally understand.
It's part of the game. It's part of the
we
game.
will expose you.
Yeah.
You couldn't pay me to call it my own touch.
What a swing by Sam deep into area 6. I think that went over Turnbull there.
Yeah, I mean, that's not your matchup there if you're Nottingham. You're going to want to really support that with middle help. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a problem. We'll see if the Giants continue to expose that or if they keep trying to kind of share the sugar here, which has not worked. That's a great float serve down the line.
Kana trying to go deep cross court, couldn't quite find it. Set was a bit outside, so not much room for him to work with. Now, before you know it, Giants have a 3-point lead somehow. You know, not exactly any statement plays per se, but both teams just being there, but nobody quite taking it. Dug up by McCoy. Now, thought it was an overpass, but dug up again before unable to send it back over. Coster and Cole Turnbull linking up there.
Yeah, that's very nice. Good body control from Turnbull there to make a good, educated play at the net. You know, give a little bit of a swing fake, get the blocker up, or at least make the middle a bit late, make him hesitate. That's what you've got to do on those tight ball situations. You know, that's what real good setters can handle. Obviously, when it's perfect, anybody can run the show, but you got to be there when it's not. Called the lift here on the Giants. Very confused about that call. Thought it was a pretty clear, easy palm contact, even a roll shot almost. Nice pass there from Sam. Oh, nice little 10-ball run. And a great dig from Quick. And that is going to be absolutely exterminated with zero effort whatsoever.
We've been foreshadowing this the whole
like
game.
He wanted to hit that ball. He was like, all right, I guess I'll just destroy this lefty to the one. Like, sick. Cool, bro. Like, we get it. You're a lefty setter, okay? You don't have to throw it in my face. How does it feel to live my dream?
That's every setter's dream right there. Lefty setter bombs it down. Cole Turnbull one-handed. Finds the gap in the block, but
another missed call there was righted by the Giants opposite, calling his own touch. Not quite sure how I missed that one. But anyways, moving on. Nice honesty moment. Once again, you'd never catch me dead doing that, but I respect that you are doing it. Maybe I'm too competitive, but, you know, if that's how the player you are, then I respect it. I respect you for it. But don't do it if you're on my team.
well, either way, that was a fantastic set by Cole Turnbull.
Oh, absolutely.
Back onto topic here. One-handed set all the way to the outside.
Cash money.
Great ball in again against the flow. Way too wide. What a pickup. And somehow Yashi pushes it over.
Yeah, I mean, that's like an alley-oop slam dunk there for the middle.
That's exactly
I think it was enough ahead of him, and he's going down that I think it's legal, but the Nottingham bench not happy. Freddie talking to his minions about how they should all react to the ref, and they're doing it. Let's see there, and the ball is going to sail out. We'll hear some ball don't lies echoing from the Nottingham bench. Turnbull needs a new ball here.
Easy ball in by Point. Back to Piovarenko. And he's gotten a few sets now. That time much better than the previous one, going a bit too far wide, giving him some more room to hit that deep area 6 or false line.
Yeah, I'll say Morgan is handling him very well, even though there is a large discrepancy in their sizes. You know, he's containing him. He's getting some good productive touches. It's a nice run.
And what a block.
Excellent close there. Is that Kane? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's Kane.
that's Connell Kane right there from Menlo College.
Let's see that again. Let's watch him take away the 5-6 seam there. I mean, that's an outside's best friend. He takes it right away.
Yeah, great footwork to close that gap. Recognizing that there's only, there's only pin options here. Ignores the middle and gets the kill block as Sam gets the kill out of the back row. Still not much happening, not much celebrations. I don't know whether this is just a sign of a mature team from London Giants, but I mean, you'd expect some more
You would expect
spice,
a bit
right?
of excitement.
Yeah.
I mean, this is supposed to be sport. We're supposed to be having fun. Seems like work. Yeah, that's a bomb. That's going to be very tough to handle. Let's see what we do in this free ball situation here. Push to one. Ooh, just misses the outside line there. Just misses it. He's got a smile on his face. He trusts. I mean, it's an excellent run, but I don't know. I don't know if that's your matchup there. He's just missed it, I suppose.
Yeah, just about. But free ball execution could come back to bite them later in this set. It's Kane with a float serve. Feeds it to the right side.
There you go.
Kovarenko finds the line again.
I think you've got to get him going. I think he's starting to get hot in the second set. I don't think he got enough volume in the first. I think you've got to get that opposite going there, and you've got to spread the block a bit more.
No point to serve. Down the line, well dealt with by Jack Kane. 1-on-1, dug up by Point. Now high ball. That might just be the blooper of the weekend.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the sharpest cut shot ever hit on a Volleyball England stage. Let's watch this again. It may or may not have been on his own side, but you cannot replicate that angle. Just imagine if his hand was over the net and it was onto the other side of the court.
Happens to the best of us. It just happens.
Will that one be on the Instagram? Probably not. Should you all screen record it? Definitely.
In the middle of this mess, it's a messy rally there from Cole
it's
Turnbull.
poor communication. You've got to be more disciplined in those scenarios here. Nottingham find themselves now on the other side of a 2-point deficit. You've got to think that if you're going to make your push, it's got to be sometime soon. Because you don't want to get into the dog days of the set and be down 3-4. There you go. There's a missed serve. That gives them a bit of hope.
Yeah, now Jack Kane is in the back row, so that means Rob Morgan has to match up with either Sam or Piovarenko out of the back row. So far, he's handled it perfectly fine, but I get the feel that Giants aren't able to communicate on defense on that occasion. Deep float serve catches them out. Timeout right away called by Stoev. That was a weird one. Not sure if it's something they deliberately discussed before, but everybody seemed to just crowd into that 3-meter line, opting for the hand pass. And that time just caught out completely. Now with the game all squared, we're in the middle stage of this game. What so far stood out to you from Giants? Have they adjusted much in general?
I don't think so. I think that they have their own brand of volleyball that they're going to play all season. I don't think they're going to let any team change that. I think what's happened is there's a bit more emphasis on the opposite. I think that is a much better matchup for you, especially against the undersized Morgan. I think you've got to try to handle that. But on the flip side, they've handled these big hitters very well. They've gotten a lot of great touches in the middle. Morgan's been keeping that opposite, for the most part, simmered down. He hasn't got red hot yet. And I think the real concern for Nottingham is consistency in the offense. I think you've got to stay on the same page. You've got to keep running the middles. You seem to have shifted away from that in this set. I don't think that that's the right choice. I think you've got to keep these big Giants middles true. Because I mean, if you've got this guy number 3 lumbering out to the pins every point, you're going to retire. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to hit against that.
Great ball in by Sam. What a dig by Akana out of system. Rob Morgan has to find a way. And he almost found a way through
See,
that.
I could not be a ref. I would have called the quickest touch you've ever seen. I could have sworn I saw his finger move. Am I missing something?
Well, Rob Morgan's not claiming anything, so guess we'll move on.
He seemed pretty mad. He looked like he was looking for it. I mean, to be fair, he's right there, so surely you can't miss it, right?
Well, I guess we'll never know.
We will never know. We got coming in here. We got a substitution coming in here. Almost we got a serving sub. Serving sub, yeah. And a bit of a hug there on the way in as well. That's nice.
I think Finley Bullivant listed as a middle here. Not sure if he's going to stay on after this, but for now he'll be serving. First use of a serving sub this game, I think. Let's see what he's got up to offer here. Float serve with a foot fault.
Foot fault from the service sub. I will say that cannot be the coaching play there. That has got to be chosen differently.
That's a tough pill to take. But still only a 1 point gap. It's not like exactly they're riding on that teammate to come up with a 5 serving run, but Rob Morgan this time dimes it up. And out of the back row, Akana finds the line. Ivanov unable to dig that back into play, but
it's a great run. I mean, that's the line shot that you need to be able to hit if you're going to hit a successful 10 ball. And he's done it exactly right. I think if you're the libero there, you've got to turn your body in. So even if you're not getting a productive touch on your platform, it's coming back into the court rather than flying off to the side.
Yeah, definitely. No, reverses the flow, but Pyomarenko unable to get through, and not sure if that was Rob Morgan or Kane, but Rob Morgan certainly has stood up to the test against,
like
despite
I said,
that height.
He's handling him very well. Bobbing his head a bit to the music. Is Rob Morgan in flow state, ladies and gentlemen? Can anyone confirm? As Turnbull misses a serve, killing all Nottingham momentum. That is a brutal miss there. You've got to try to get a lead before you get into the 20s.
Yeah, that's 2 missed serves in a row, I think.
Yeah, that's tough. But this is a good rotation as our big boy Uyachi. So sorry if I'm absolutely butchering that. Comes into the back row. That's big. Because McCoy is going to match up a lot better with these Nottingham middles rather than the pure size of our server here.
Ooh, inside ball covered up by Nottingham. That's a free ball for Giants. Straight to the outside, dug up by Quick. Akana with the swing. Scrambling over, but it's free ball for Nottingham again. Akana down the line. That's the big play you've been looking for all game.
Ice cold. Cross body turns right into the angle. Oh my God. Let's watch that again. God, I want to watch the whole rally again. That was insane. Excellent hustle. And again, if you're Nottingham playing against a big block like this, you've got to cover just like that. That's exactly what you have to do. What a swing there, though, on the outside.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Like you said, an insane rally. And in the end, you just want that decisive punch to bring you ever so close to that 20-point mark.
Great set.
And another big, big point for University of Nottingham, this time coming from Jack Kane. Nottingham are gaining some momentum now. 2 plays in a row. Rob Morgan, very consistent server, so they're going to get a few more chances at this after this timeout.
That's a much-needed timeout.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a much-needed timeout. You can tell Stov is really trying to instill some energy into his players. Despite you've had a few big momentum plays, I don't see any, much togetherness after each point. You've just lost the, in that mega rally that ended with a Akana kill. Sure, you've lost the point there, but you've made some big defensive plays, big block touches. I don't see much celebration going on with those little wins. Sure, you didn't get that end product, but there are still things to take away. Yeah.
Have some fun, fellas. We're supposed to be doing this because we enjoy it, remember? We can't be in it for the money. I don't know how much Giants is paying, but surely we're not in this for the money. This has got to be for the love of the game.
Nottingham is certainly having more fun right now with that serve. Overpass killed off by Kane. They're on a roll right now out of the timeout.
This Giants team is looking very disjointed. I'm looking at 6 individuals right now. I'm not looking at one team like I am on Nottingham's side.
All started with Rob Morgan. Another serve. That one goes into the net, but you take 4. You take 4.
Yeah,
in
it's a tough miss, but I like the idea, trying to hit that angle there, cross court into the 1. I mean, that's a productive serve. You know what I mean? It's better than, you know, just putting one in 60%. That's going to do nothing against this team. So I like the idea there, especially on a run. You've just got to side out here first ball and put this set away.
Somehow picked up by Quick
That is
to the right
way
side.
outside. It's got to go over. Oh,
It certainly did.
absolutely demolished there.
Yeah, that was a messy play, but heads up play by
Yeah, I
Point
mean, that's
there.
a great finish from Point there. You've got to be consistent in these out of the regular realms of the game here. Those weird junk plays, especially as an outsider here, you've got to. That's where you make your money. You know, anybody can score in system. You've got to be able to do it when it's not opportune. That's a terrible miss there. 22-20 now. It's really anybody's set, but Nottingham seeming to have a bit of control here. Let's see how Kane does in the service line.
The substitution back in comes Lyle Costard for Zach Bullivant. So back to their tallest front court, I think. Big
Yeah, I mean,
block.
this is where you want to end the set.
Ooh, just a touch on the outside hand of Kane. But Nottingham seem to be just regrouping every time. You can tell they come together, they give a little chat, whatever it is. Even if it's pointing out the obvious, they move right on to the next point.
Absolutely.
That's what's been separating them two at the moment. As Quick dimes up a pass.
And a net touch there on the Giants. Bailed out. Tough error made. I don't know what the controversy is here. I thought that was a pretty clear net touch. I don't know what the conversation is being had. He's like, hey, why were you looking? I didn't think you would see me touch the net. He's like, I'm sorry, that's my job. I have to watch for that.
I mean, it might just be arguing that the ball was dead. I think that's the logical observation.
Be a pretty stupid argument.
But anyways, I kind of back up to serve. Jump serve. Deep. And Sam tries to find deep corner. Just out. And Giants
24-21. Nottingham up
yeah.
on the defending champion London Giants. And they're up 1-0.
And they've certainly earned it much more convincingly in this set. You can just tell they're a much better formed team right now. It might not be as
Too much
stacked
fettuccine
talent-wise.
Alfredo there. I like the idea, though. I mean, you've got to serve aggressive here at the end of the set. You've got a couple points to give. Now you've just got to play the side-out game. You've got Cole front row. You've got to score here, or else Sam is going over the top and possibly into Oliver Quick's brain, which is not what you want, especially as a returning Team of the Year player. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now looking at a 2-0 lead for Nottingham. If I told you that 1 hour ago, that Nottingham would be up 2-0, what would you have said?
I'd be surprised.
You'd be surprised,
I
right?
would be surprised, but knowing
These guys have come to play today.
100%. I mean, but knowing what Freddie Ferber, he's been hyping up his team all week long. You know, he keeps mentioning the depth, the last hurdle. Last year, they were right there in that Final Four, you know, kind of bracket, just falling short because of a few unfortunate injuries, and they've kept that core. They've added a few new pieces in the Kane brothers and
Listen,
Akana.
Dennis, I don't like that you're insinuating that just because Griffin got hurt, that's why they didn't make Final Four, all right? That game was going anyways, all right? I don't like what you're saying there, but I understand it.
I'm not by no means discrediting Newcastle Knights. I was there for commentating your game, actually.
It was a great match.
But
Totally kidding. It was definitely unfortunate. But this group looks way more cohesive than this Giants team. I mean, you can tell that they've been playing together consistently in Bucks, in Super League. Like, they are on the same page, which is excellent.
yeah, 100%. I mean, Giants, you've got all the talent, but so far not quite meshing. It'll be interesting to see how they adjust, but we're talking about the intangibles here, and the intangibles are always going to be harder to fix in the middle of, whether it be a timeout or this break right here, this 3-minute break. Intangibles are something you build through habits. It becomes your second nature, right? And at the moment, Nottingham have just won that battle in terms of intangible, in terms of their togetherness, high IQ plays, or just knowing, okay, this is a messy situation. Who's the ball going to?
Yeah,
Who's
absolutely.
responsible to set this ball right here in this moment? And they've just been, half fraction of a second quicker.
It's very true. I think there's clear roles defining this in this Nottingham squad. Like, you can tell that they have not necessarily a hierarchy, but you can tell that there's people that have filled themselves into roles of being like, I'm the guy who's going to score these points. You know what I mean? I'm going to close this block. Like, you can tell there's more cohesion as a unit, where Giants just haven't really found that yet. Nobody has taken control of this game from the Giants' side. But again, like you said, they have the talent. So, this game's far from over. This could absolutely be a 5-set thriller. We could see them take one and Nottingham still finish. Or we could see a clean sweep here in opening weekend of the defending champions. Which, once again, I think that nobody was expecting.
Absolutely
No disrespect to Nottingham, but with the new acquisitions of an already very strong side, you'd have to think that they were going to perform. And so far, they have not. They've been very inconsistent, especially in crunch time. They almost seem surprised. They get blocked, and they're like, how did this short, blonde beach player just hood me? And it's one of those things where you have to respect your opponent, no matter who they are.
Yeah, maybe it's a situation for the new players who not played in the Super League. They don't quite know the level or the hierarchy per se. They come in, they're signing up this, contract or agreement, thinking that, oh, I'm signing with the champions here.
Yeah.
And they blew them out of the water last year, so this might be an easy game, but absolutely not.
Nope.
Now University of Nottingham come back. They know their strengths. They know what the standard is. They know what to expect in terms of how they should play in this league to succeed, whereas Giants come in with a completely fresh page.
Totally agree. I totally agree.
I think there's a small change in the libero department for the Giants.
Okay, yep.
Jesus Rodriguez coming back in. One of the 2 returners, I think, on the London Giants team.
Yeah, this is a whole new side here, pretty much.
Yeah, University of Nottingham opting for the exact same lineup as before. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now University of Nottingham stepping onto court. Since we're in Loughborough, I'm expecting quite a few University of Nottingham supporters as well, so maybe that's giving them a little bit of an edge. The London Giants drum crew, haven't quite seemed to bring their team some cheers, but that swing just missing out by Akana. Looking a little bit disappointed, immediately setting it clear to Turnbull that was his fault. Now Kane with an overpass, and Oricus, a returning Super League player acquired from IBB Polonia recently, gets the kill, and Giants get a 2-point run to start the set. Point with a consistent service pressure right now. Takes a lot off of that one though. Akana goes cross-court, dug up, tracked by Quick, and that ball goes out.
Great follow there. I think it was out by about 8 feet, though, so I'm not really sure it was necessary, but it's better to be safe than sorry in that situation for sure.
It's routine. It's all part of the routine. Now Rob Morgan back to serve. Giants will like to side out quickly as he's one of the more consistent ones. Rodriguez gets a good ball in. Piokarenko trying to twist that arm way too much.
I think that one might have been out if there was a second court set up in the corner of the gym.
Now Morgan to serve again. Deep serve goes just out.
Close there. I don't hate that error. I think a backline error is a lot better. You've got your You're spot aimed. He's shooting for gaps, which is excellent, but it's just a bit too much fettuccine on it, which is fine. You know, that happens.
Quick deals with it perfectly. 1.5 blocks. Auticus nearly going into the LED
I love it.
boards.
Team over body.
100% for the badge. But University of Nottingham seems to be passing a little better in serve reception so far as Kane goes back to serve. The high off the hands, well dug up by Point, deep into area 6. Joust. That's just annoying to me. To have that much height and wingspan to just tip it over.
Nice serve coming here from our opposite. Not even going to attempt to pronounce that name. I'm so sorry. I'll learn it the next time I commentate you, but there's absolutely no chance I'm butchering that. Off the face of Akana there. Your captain, your Nottingham captain. Live chat, what are we thinking here? We got predictions, we have hot takes. Let's get some interaction here. I wanna hear everybody watching's thoughts.
Kovarenko cross court. What a pickup by Morgan. And double block by Fiesler. That time finally getting that shutdown block on Kane.
Yeah, Kane calling for a bit higher there in the set. As a setter, I would like to formally say that it was probably fine and it was your fault and you just got blocked, but I'm not on the court, so I can't know.
Well, it's one of those meshing things, I guess, but you don't really want to be talking about that kind of adjustments mid-game. I don't know about you, but surely as a setter, you can't just magically make that adjustment.
There's definitely a piece of communication that is important, but also it gets to the moment where there are certain hitters that, you know, they're far and few between in a league like this, but it's one of those things where if you're going to get blocked and you're going to immediately turn and blame your setter, maybe you have to look inwardly.
Yep. What a swing. No look shot from the middle, popping up Ryashi.
Yeah, I mean, there's just no chance there, especially throwing one hand up. Would have been a great highlight, but instead there's a small hole in the floor on that cross-body shot. We're getting some predictions. We're seeing not sweet. We're seeing 3-1 Nottingham. Interesting. I'm liking what I'm hearing. I could see it. I mean, they've got momentum right now, but they have to sustain it. If you give Giants one set, anything can happen, you know? And you really don't want to be up 2-0 coming into a fifth after losing 2 sets straight. You've just got zip momentum there, so you're really going to want to capitalize in this or the next set. Try to get out of here with an opening weekend W. That's a bit low there in the set. And no touch there. That's going to be a Giants point there as Morgan just misses the fingertip. Rob, if you're watching this back, I feel as though I've commented on your height a few too many times. I wanted to apologize. You're not that short. You're a hell of a player, and you've got an unbelievable vertical, all right? There you go. Beth Morgan agrees with me. What a player he is. Come on, Beth. Tell us your favorite moment. What was his best birthday party?
Somehow gets the ball over. Giants now out of system. Piovarenko. Dug up by Akana.
There
off
he
the
is.
hands.
There's Beth's boy off the dome. Lou, Neil Ray, top 5 all time. You know, I said hot takes. That's a very cold take. That's a very accepted common practice knowledge, but I do appreciate it.
No Costa, deep serve.
Oh, no, missed calms from the Giants.
Sam frustrated with himself there. That was a tough error. You can double the ball now, but that certainly was a bit more than a double. Another time targeting him. There's a free ball for Nottingham. Goes short.
I like it. I like the middle force there.
Now off the hands. Nobody quite there.
Unfortunate. It's a tough off the top of the fingertip. Beth Morgan taught him everything he knows. I believe it. You must be quite the player as well, Bethad, because Rob's having himself a game, in my opinion. I'd love to look at the stats afterwards, but speaking of, what a great pass. And a net touch there from the Giants, which has been missed, and that's going to be out, so we're going to get the point anyways. That is very true. Ball don't lie there on a clear net touch that has been missed.
Now Cole Turnbull up to serve. Fiesler comes in from the back row. Pivovarenko opts for the pass. And Olicus down the middle. I haven't seen much of that. I'm not sure if the Giants opted for a 4-man receive on purpose or the ball just came to him.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it's one of those things, if you can't do it, there's no problem having an extra body in the pass, especially when, Knott's delivering some very effective float serves right now.
Great ball in. What a pass there.
That's got to be picked up, realistically. That has got to be picked up. It's a great touch from the middle blocker there. That has got to be picked up. Sebby28 says, London Giants isn't starting Seb for Oppo. That's why they're losing. Interesting take. Not sure who Seb is, but I'm inclined to believe you. That's a great pass. Some weird play around the net here, out of system. 2 blocks up, tip short. Nice pancake there. Morgan's going to take a swing at it. Excellent dig there. Out of system, set. Oh, just mishandled there. You've got to press over a bit more there, especially on that high ball.
Yeah, tough rally there. What do you call that ball when the ball goes between the block and the net? Do you have a name for it?
That's a great question.
I've heard waterfall before.
Yeah, but a waterfall's beautiful, and that was ugly. So I would say let's find something else.
But what a dig by Point deep into area 6. Scrambling all over, a high ball now to Sam. Goes off the hands. That's a weird one to call.
That is an interesting there. I think you've got to assume that once you get that momentum, push forward and out, it's going to be the Giants' point there. Freddie's going to call for a quick timeout here. Let's not let this lead get out of hand. Again, if you are Nottingham, you've got to take advantage of this 2-0 lead. You can't let them get to a full set. With all the momentum and only 15 points, anything can happen. You've got to take care of this game here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a similar script to the previous few sets. Nottingham down by just a couple, 2 or 3 points, and then in the middle of their set, they managed to kind of regroup and find ways to solve their problems. I mean, I can't point to anything glaringly obvious right now. Maybe a few scrambling plays at the net where they haven't quite been able to, control and get those, block touches correct,
yeah.
or, the waterfall ball here and there. But
absolutely. I think if you're Giants here, you've got to force Oyachi here. I mean, he has just been miles above all the Nottingham middle blockers the entirety of the game. You've just got to try to get him every ball you can. Especially with having such a huge hitbox, you've got to be able to force that off the net.
ooh,
Good
just
leave.
out. Yeah.
Good tune. Little Vince Staples for you. Come on. Get this crowd rocking. They're not appreciating it. Giants are drumming away. Off beat as well, if I may add.
That big
Great
hitbox. Pivovarenko, what a swing down the line.
Yeah, I mean, he just absolutely paints that one. Let's get another glance at that. Just a little just ball window there to swing through, and he absolutely detonates that. Quick's got no chance.
Yeah.
Or, the middle, whoever was over there.
Nobody's
Doesn't
got
matter.
a chance.
It's a good block.
Chase down by the
Nice
libero.
chase. Oh, missed comms there. Points goes down. He's back up. And makes a dig. He's got such an interesting dig there with those mid-sized, like, kind of hands right at his chest. Great finish there from Giants. That's a scrappy rally. That's a way to earn a point here. And now they're up 4. You've got to feel like the momentum's starting to shift. If you're not, we need a big play here to get this crowd back on your side.
I mean, what a chase down, but that's exactly what we talked about. A few messy plays at the net for Knots.
Yeah.
Haven't been able to quite convert. Not sure if it's a lapse of concentration or just miscommunication, but great ball in, down the middle. We actually didn't seem to commit to the middle at all, going for the outside already, and Costa makes him pay for that.
It's a great run.
No, Akana to serve. Great ball in by Point.
It's going to be no touch there.
Going a bit too over-aggressive there. Point set his team up with a dime, but unable to convert. Still a 2-point lead for the Giants. Nakana right as we speak.
Toughness there. You've got to make them work, especially with how disjointed their offense has been looking the first 2 sets. You've got to put the ball in and make them work. Three-point lead here in the middle game. Do we think that the Giants can hang on to it and push for a 4th set? I think so. I think if they keep doing what they're doing, blocking's got to stay hot. That's a smart play there. Get that ball away from that middle blocker.
Big block. And a lift is called, but honestly, I don't think anybody was going to get there.
No, I don't think so either. That's an interesting lift call as well. I don't know if I think that was an upward motion, but again, I'm not a ref, so I really have no battle in this fight. Jolson coming in. Hello. We know him. That's a familiar face.
Yeah, one of 8
and
returners.
A bearded face. Thoughts on Jolson's beard? I'm going to say thumbs up.
I'd say thumbs up.
Thumbs up?
Yeah. I'd say
2 thumbs up, but Dennis wasn't sure.
No, I mean, I'm incapable of growing facial hair, so I have no comment on this.
Take it as a personal insult. Unfortunate serving sub there as he does miss, but it looks like he's going to remain in and maybe hit some 10 balls maybe? Or is he going to swing it on the okay, we're going to get some passing here from Kana.
Uyashi with the hybrid serve, trying to offer that top spin. Couldn't get it over the net, but yeah, as you say, Jolson Santi staying on court, subbed in as an outside, I believe, but traditionally plays as an opposite, standing right now in position 1.
Yeah.
Reverses the flow, tips down. Rob Morgan floats in the air and dunks it down.
Beth, talk to me. How are we feeling after that dunk?
Just hangs in the air. Looks like we have a redo from the referee. I'm not sure what happened exactly. Foster to serve again, gets it in. Sam, brilliant pass. Setter rewards him with an excellent pipe deep into that corner.
That's great, Rod. I think Sam's your hot hand here. This set, he's been great. I think you've got to give him more balls.
Big block by Olympus. London Giants just inching away at the moment. Seems like University of Nottingham haven't been able to play with the same level of moxie with the previous set.
Nice run there. It's a good little medium system middle run. You've got to be able to execute that.
No. Full turnbull to sub for Shimon
what was
Dar.
that?
Simon Dar now into set and serve, I believe.
Yeah, let's see what Simon's got for us. It's going to float. I like it. It's got some pace on it. Very big triple block here. Straight down.
That's a great serve right off the substitution. Forces them out of system. Triple block right there and ready 3 business days beforehand.
It's beautiful. 17-18 now, getting a bit close. Do Giants want to find themselves in another very tight end game with Nottingham? I don't know if they do. I think you want to go into the 20s with at least a 2-point lead. That's a brutal miss there. I'll just be the first to say it. Being on the giving end of some brutal misses, I can acknowledge one. 24-24 first set. Come on, put it in, Neil. Guys, I'm talking to myself. I'm sorry. Back to the match. Poink finds a nice one, but another amazing pass.
Here we go, Akana one-on-one. Elbow down tip, unable to get it. Now
Nice
Akana
set.
again, through the hands, dug up and over. Quick, unable to keep it on his side.
You've just got no chance there against Sam on an open net. Ball over. I mean, he's lucky that he still has his front teeth. That's one of those ones. And now, like I said, going into the 20s, you've got a 3-point lead. Giants have got to capitalize here and don't let Nottingham get any momentum.
Who overpass,
there you
and
go.
Giants putting a statement out right now.
We've called an over on that. Poink just headbutted the ball. I don't know if anyone caught that one.
It's annoying, but you can't let that get in your head right now. Nottingham will take any chance they can get at this set.
And an ace from Morgan. Momentum has officially swung as we now have 19-20.
That's a huge serve from Rob Morgan there. London Giants now call a timeout, rightfully so, 19-20. It's just one of those really annoying ones where you think a referee's decision goes against your way, and then suddenly your focus, your flow state just gets disrupted.
Absolutely.
Now Nottingham have a chance here. Couple changes, and so far they've been working perfectly. Jolson Santi and Simon Dar coming in off the bench, and that's one of the things Freddie Fairbairn was so proud of. They've got a really deep squad where they can just change things up, and generally the standard doesn't change or drop. And so far that's proving evidence right now. Rob Morgan again up to serve. Goes short. That's not the kind of error you want to be making right off a timeout.
Yeah, I see the vision. I think after ripping a hot one down the line, you've just got to keep letting it fly. Especially down one. I see the vision, though. I see the vision.
Oticus to serve. Float serve at quick. Overpass killed off.
That one, not over. No call there.
Seems like refs being a good sport about it. Kovarenko giving a little bit of afters to the ref. But Oticus back up to serve. Flat float serve, targeting that seam at 6 right now. And that time, another ace serve into area 5.
It's a great spot. Here's a question. Do you think the Giants players hang out like on the weekends or at night? You know what I mean? Do you think they're just chilling?
I mean, are you saying
you got to
that?
assume the university guys are chilling. You know what I mean? You're going to class, you're playing together. Are the Giants guys just straight chill? Or no? Or do they just show up like it's work? I'm very curious about that actually.
I mean, maybe it's something to interview about in the future, but so far it looks like it's just business for them. I mean,
yeah,
maybe it's got some pros we don't know about. We haven't been in that situation yet.
No, you're right. I don't know. It's interesting. All right, Sebi 28. I'll say it. We've heard enough. I think we can probably slow down the comments. Let's hear some other people getting chit chatty. Okay. Love the interaction. Maybe we move towards some new voices in the chat. Love where you're coming from, though. Absolutely love your energy. Let's see how this set turns out.
Short float serve catches Quick a bit off guard. Sharp cross inside the court.
Great swing. These Nottingham Americans can play, I'll say it. They've got motion.
Now 23-20. Nottingham down by 3. Giants find a good pass. And a net touch, but also probably landed in anyways.
Interesting here. We've got some more momentum on the Giants side. Tamburini's going to come in. Little serving sub here. Oh, God. He almost just got killed with that high five.
Yeah, interesting to see whether Fiesler still continues to set or he's going to move into opposite. Tamburini to set instead. But it's set point for Giants. Great dig, and Tamburini steps into set, delivers a ball to the outside, and
Scott Morgan called that one in himself and immediately turned around when he realized that the officiant did not call that.
Yeah, strange one. I mean, Sam was already going through the motions of celebrating with his teammates. Yeah. But here we go. Andrea Maggio now subbed in. Opposite hitter, formerly from IBP Polonia. So double sub puts 3 options front row as Giants defend this set point here. Great ball in.
Yeah, I mean, that's just unfair.
We actually nonchalantly just dumps the ball over with his left hand.
Hand at
mid-air.
chest level, which is also above the tape. That's a bit ridiculous. Not seemingly in great spirits though. Vibes seem high on this green side still.
Yeah, I think so. Loughborough might as well be a home crowd for Nottingham. I mean, we're about what 30 minutes away by car, so
something like that. Something like that. That's a hot start there for Giants. Great play. Excellent way to reverse the flow there from Thielsler. If I'm saying that right. Once again, Giants gang, I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing these names right. But to be fair, my first time seeing them, you got to give me a little slack here. These are some crazy names.
Akana answers with a cross-court hit himself. It's going to be a very, very critical set for University of Nottingham to win here. I mean, you do not want to be at the end of a reverse sweep.
No, you don't. You've got to take care. I mean, you have to appreciate the fact that you've already secured a point. If something like that does happen, you know, you have to take that as a win. But up 2-0, that's not what you want.
Thielsler to the outside. Sam rolls it, but Rob Morgan digs. Another two-handed push from Kane. Down the line. Not sure if Quick tried to get away from that, but Piokarenko a few times now. Fast-paced offense. Looks like Thielsler is delivering that ball.
Yeah, I mean, Giants, they're clearly in a better flow now after 3 sets in, you know, which, again, you'd have to assume that was going to get going earlier. But regardless of the fact, here they are pushing for a 5th set. Wow, we've got a called touch there on the swipe. Once again, could not be a ref because I would have called that the quickest Giants point you've ever seen. It would have made your head spin how fast I would have called no touch there. Didn't see a single altercation of the trajectory of the ball, but that's why they don't pay me to ref, and they don't pay me at all, actually.
I mean, Thielsler leading his men right now and gives it back to Piokarenko.
It's a great angle, very sharp.
Piokarenko now up to serve. Thielsler back front row. Only shown us that his dump once, and it was an emphatic one. Rob Morgan with a pretty good pass here. Great block touch by Giants. Fast to the outside, off the hands, and Sam gets the point for the Giants.
Yeah, just a bit out of Quick's reach there on the cover.
UON bench trying to back their team right now. Another tough serve. Overpass, and it is dinked down by Uyashi. And they're asking for a quick towel to mop the floor right now. After that, bit tactical, bit of gamesmanship there.
I like it. Slow the game down a bit. You're down 3 early here. You don't want to let this one get away from you and get thrown into a 5th set.
We go 4-man pass. It almost looks like it, but still targeting Rob Morgan. Great block touch. Now Thielsler has 2 options. Front row, offs for the middle, gets another shot at it. Free ball. Middle again. Going 2 for 2. A little scare there.
Great run. Nice way to get the blocker active, and then you've got a hot lefty in the front, and you got to get that blocker airborne and give him the 5 wide open. When I said hot, I meant playing well, just in case anybody. Let's just get that out there.
Just to be clear.
I haven't seen him up close yet, so I can't really make an inference on that.
What a dig by Rodriguez, though. And dug up deep in area 6. Two-handed push off the hands. I think the middle was a bit late on that one.
He's got a lot of surface area to work with for those tools. That dude's entire upper body is above the net. You could throw it off his freaking Adam's apple and it would bounce out.
Kana back to serve. 3-point deficit early in this set. Spin serve down the line. Out of system. Now Giants have to cover. Or they don't. As Sam tries to go hard angle, but
too
just
sharp
misses.
of an angle there. He's been very successful swinging high hands throughout this game. I think you've got to stick to it. That out of system kind of set up there.
Akana second serve on this run. Great serve. Going positive flow. Dug up by Quick.
And a net touch there on the Giants. We're going to have a disagreement, even though I do believe the net is still actively shaking, so maybe just take one look to your right. Oh, and he's going to get called over here. Once again, net still shaking for anyone at home that can't see it, so surely we can agree that maybe we've touched the net on that one.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those where you turn around and you clip the net with your elbow or shoulder or something, but...
Again, I guess maybe they thought the ball was dead, but I mean, it's not like he swung out on the 10-foot. He swung out in the deep corner, so...
Third serve from Akana. Overpass. Ooh. Killed off by Kane. And Akana has been sneakily getting a rhythm on the service line. That's his third in a row. And Mahal wants a timeout for the
Nottingham
Giants.
rattles off 3 quick ones. 6-6.
They're always sneaky with these comebacks. Nottingham just always find a way to stay right there, even if you're behind a little bit. They don't let their standards drop, you know, whether that's because of their mentality. But Giants now just need to really regroup here. Now back onto court they go. Giants need to figure out a way to quickly side out here. Akana's got a great serve. He was building a lot of momentum. You could tell with each serve he gained a bit more confidence. Gave himself a bit more license to just try and kill that ball.
See what Akana's got up his sleeve here. A little cross-court action. There we go.
Another out of system. Triple block this time. What a block by Costard.
That's crazy. I mean, that's just gone straight back down. Let's watch that one more time. Maybe 2 or 3 more times. Yeah, I mean, that's massive. That's massive. Yeah, there it is again. Skadoosh. Come on, then. Switching it up. Yeah, that's got to be covered there. You've got a lefty setter.
Just a short break for mopping up the floor, but yeah, Fiesler recognizes his team is maybe struggling a bit offensively, takes it into his own hands, and gets that point for them. And now U of N right there with them. And Akana, really, that is exactly what we've been looking for the whole game. Somebody to just scream after a point and take ownership.
What an explosion there. That's an excellent, excellent shot. Yeah, I mean, there's really not much you can do there unless you're going to shift your entire block structure. Good float serve. Nice push to the pin. And he's going to whiff. Looking for Turnbull's hands there. That's not the play. You got to try to find some court. Quick swing of points here. And are we looking at Nottingham up 9-7? I think we are.
Yep. Quick swing started with Akana's service run. And now with Jack Kane.
Great pass from Sam. That's a bad reverse there as he can't quite find a swing on it. Oh, a great swing from Costard there.
Here we go. You can just tell they're livening up. Their bench is giving them so much more energy than the Giants side, and probably most teams here.
Definitely.
Now Kane again to serve. Float serve to Sam.
Misconnect there in the middle. And a great kill from Morgan, as Ollie Quick is still rolling around in the back row. It's a great pickup. Some substitutions now. Point gonna come out.
Yeah, Andrea Maggio played quite a lot of opposite, but also got a few reps in outside in his time in Polonia.
He's got in the tank. New kid on his body. Let's see how he's feeling.
Doesn't change his target here, Kane. And down
There
the
it
middle.
Sam looking around as if it makes no sense that they haven't done that 97 times tonight, which I would agree with. I mean, when you've got a middle with a hitbox like that, there's just no point in just not yossing it up to them every chance you get. Just throw it up and pray and be like, yeah, he's up there somewhere.
Out of the back row, Akana with only one block makes no mistake. First cross-court hit I think I've seen, but
Yeah,
only had one
he's
block.
efficient from that 10.
Yeah.
It's a great swing. Excellent pass as well there from Kane. That's another thing. This new blood for Nottingham are, again, excellent passers, just adding to an already stacked passing unit. I mean, this Kane has been nails all night. Morgan is reaching. Come on, that's rule 1. Let that slide by and let your middle blocker pick it up or attempt to.
But still, they're up by 3. Nothing to stress about. That was a bit overzealous by Rob Morgan, but he knows that, and he'll be able to move on quickly. Cole Turnbull in the front row. Akana still, despite being back row, he's still a force to be reckoned with. As Quick delivers a dime. Straight to the 10, long distance. What a pickup by Sam, but Nottingham go again. One-on-one, tries to go off the arms, but couldn't quite get there, Rob Morgan.
Yeah, it's a tough one there. You'd like to go back to the 10, but I think the block's starting to creep over now after 2 very successful runs. And a third, good dig, but again, another successful run. I think the block has got to start creeping that way a little bit over and maybe leave number 1 on an island with Morgan over there and hope that he can handle it.
Now rare service error from Fiesler.
Instant Sports, the next game is Durham versus Richmond. So that'll be coming up in a little bit here. We've got 13-10 now in set 4. Nottingham leading, oh, never mind, 14-10. Nope, 13-10. We've got Nottingham leading 2-1. Will they close it out here in the 4th, or will we be going to a back-to-back 5-set thriller? Let's wait and find out. Nice dig from Quick there. Not sure how I feel about the over-the-shoulder set, the opposite, but he works with it well. Good pickup. Nice set from Morgan. Great cross-court swing, and a net violation there on the Giants. And we're going to be requesting a towel here, as Nottingham have got a 4-point lead here.
Yeah, I mean,
Stoev coming on to adjust the floor, but also talk to his player. Is his uniform on under his clothes is the question. Is he ready to go in and suit up himself?
I'm not sure. I don't think he was listed in the team sheet
Could
today.
be like a cool reveal though, you know, like a superhero reveal, like he pulls off his shirt and he's like, I've got my jersey on.
So Cole Turnbull flat float serve, unable to get it over the net. But now he's got 3 options to play with. Back-to-back service errors. Andrea Maggio this time. Entering the middle point of this set. Rob Moore back to serve. Made a lot of successful serves last set, forcing a lot of out-of-system balls. This time forces another. Only option is Sam. Triple block. Great block touch. The Giants go again. This time Pyovarenko throws it off the hands.
It's a smart play. It's a mature play.
No. Off the hands. We haven't seen that too often from Pyovarenko just yet. That feels like a Rob Morgan play. It's annoying when, you know, these athletic tall players can, you know, steal tools from, you know, the undersized players. Small delay, I think. Maybe something to do with the score sheet, but back underway we go. Great ball in by Quick.
See, that's the one that I'm not sure. If you're going to call lift on the earlier one, I think you've got to call lift on that one. They get the point anyways. That's one of those ones I feel like you got to be consistent there. Called it on the other side. You've got to remain consistent. Call it on our side here.
Yeah, but University of Nottingham, fair play to them. They stuck to it.
Absolutely.
So often we see teams just start shouting mid-rally, but
Yep.
they've got a job to do, and their job is to play.
Totally.
Great ball in by Sam. Block touch. Unable to get it. Won't be complaining about that one, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great swing. Again, Sam has been so consistent hitting off high hands here. I mean, he's got an absolute whip for an arm, so there's really not much you can do if you don't absolutely contact it perfectly as a blocker. But I mean, if you're not, you're up 3 here. You've just got to go point for point until the end of the game. No huge errors. You know, if you can get a run, excellent. If not, just stay focused. Let them make mistakes like that one.
Now Kana back to serve, one of the most consistent so far. Got an ace last time around. Giants will definitely want to side out quickly here. Maggio to pass, great ball in. Down the middle, dug up, can
No
Quick
chance.
get there?
Oh,
He gets up quickly, thankfully, because that was a scary sound.
I love the heart. I think that ball's about another 15 feet from him. I don't know if the jump and fall over was maybe necessary and worth the injury risk. Love the heart again. But was there any chance of you making it there? Most likely not. And another tough error.
University of Nottingham players screaming thank you. I'm not sure if they're claiming that was a fair play moment for Quick's hustle there.
Great question.
Kane to serve. Sam passes overhand, and Andrea Maggio out of the outside and outside the court as well. Seems like this middle portion is what University of Nottingham have managed so well for the past 2 out of 3 sets.
Yeah.
And Stoev calls the timeout again. I think that's the second one.
St. Peter's Volleyball, Rob Morgan Masterclass. This Ben Gladstone guy's onto something. All right, Sam, listen. It's great to hear your voice, man, even if it's virtually. It is a Rob Morgan Masterclass. But we need 6 more points to complete the masterclass, all right? Let's lock in here. If you're UON, you've got to lock in. We cannot go 5 against this dynamic Giants team. We've got to finish it in 4 here.
Still questions? Or you want to give it? Back underway we go as Kane gets the serve down the line to Sam. Piokarenko dinks it over. Quick picks it up. Rob Morgan just about gets up and tips it deep corner.
This Giants team is all over the map. What are we doing, fellas? Huge expectations coming into the season. So far, it's kind of looked like a mess. You can see the talent, but the cohesion is clearly not there.
Yeah, it's very awkward, and I imagine frustrating for them when you know
Absolutely.
you're better individually, but you just can't quite string it together. The U of N are certainly loving it. Bench is loving it, and the crowd's loving it too. Fiedler reverses the flow.
What a run. I will say if Nottingham pull this win out here, 20-15, win this game, I think that this win would look better and better as the season goes on, because I do not imagine this Giants team is going to look like this for the entire year. You could tell they're very new, they're very fresh, they haven't played a lot together, and it's one of those things where if UON can secure this win, it's going to look very good at the end of the season on that season resume.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you've got a win against, the reigning champions. Sure, they've got a lot of new players, but it gives you some form of affirmation as well that, you know, the core group stayed stuck together for so long. And this is one of the small kind of like milestones. You've just managed to possibly beat the reigning champions, and now you've got a chance to really push for that Final Four.
Nice run there. Good tempo, good height, and an excellent swing there back to one across the body.
Now, substitution, familiar one. Tamarini comes in to set. Couple familiar faces. I think Maggio, Ottokis, and Tamburini both all played on Polonia, so they might have some better chemistry than the others.
Yeah.
And Akana squeezes it through. He's really turned up the last half of this game.
He absolutely has. That 10 ball has been lethal. It was really more of a sky ball than a 10 ball. But he reached up, climbed the ladder, and got it. An excellent swing there. Finds the seam in the block for a guaranteed kill. We're looking at 23-16 here.
Ottokis forced to take it. Fyodorenko cut shot. Couldn't quite pick it up. Only 2 points away from match. What a swing. Akana really has just come out of his shell. It just almost feels like he's getting to know his teammates throughout this entire game, and you can feel that confidence kind of oozing through him. Now that sets up match point for University of Nottingham. Now Sam swings, and no touch called.
The celebration commences. Nottingham storms the court. Last year's reigning champions dethroned in week 1. While this is no way the last time that we'll see something about the Giants here, this team will definitely get stronger. This game is all about UON. 3-1 victory. Dennis, what are your thoughts here now that we've found ourselves in the postgame?
Man, what a statement by U of N. You know, Freddie Fairbairn's really been hyping up this team. They've got a lot of depth with these new pieces in Akana, the Kane brothers, and they've really proven great value on this team. That just might be what they're missing from last season. That kind of composure in the end where you can tell these players are gelling along the way right now. And they've certainly gelled better than Giants today. I mean, that's kind of been the key difference, right?
Yeah, and we are stoked to present our match MVP to someone that we'll find out when we get down on the court. That'll be very exciting. What do we think in the chat, though? Let's get some names in there. We've already got our pick, but what do we think in the chat? Let's hear some names. Dang, what a match! If you told me coming in that Knots was going to confidently take these Giants down 3-1, I would have told you were crazy.
Yeah.
That's no disrespect to Nottingham, but when you see a strong side gain even better players, you assume differently. But it's one of those things where, I mean, individual talent's not going to win a game. It's a team, and Nottingham was the better team today by far. I mean, I thought it was a convincing 3-1 win as well. Even the first 2 sets were close, but I mean, it's not like it was an extra point, crazy thriller. Like, they won pretty handily.
Yeah. I mean, it's just interesting to see. 2 years ago, I'm not sure if you've arrived just yet, but when Durham won the quadruple, the following year they had a very similar situation to the Giants have right now. They've refreshed their whole squad, and everybody entered the opening weekend thinking, oh, Durham are the team to watch, but they have exactly had the same issues in terms of gelling, in terms of players, whether it be not sure what to expect when they entered. You know, I really think when new players sign up to this team, the Giants, they think, oh, these are the previous champions. You know, we're probably way levels above everybody else, but that's not the case here. The league was pretty open for most of last year until the Final Four. Then even the Final Fours, the final went to 5 sets. Nobody here is that much clear of the other, and they just got taught it the hard way today.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed watching that one. Very exciting from start to finish. What's up?
And just as we finish up this game, looking ahead to our next one, we've got Durham against Richmond coming up probably in about half an hour. But for now, we'll present our match MVP here with Neil Ray.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. I've got the match MVP, Robbie Morgan, in the flesh. Unbelievable victory, 3-1 against the reigning league champions. Can I hear some first thoughts?
I mean, it was a really fun game. Hard work, as you can see. You know, just came straight off the court.
My dog is sweating.
We're all so happy. Really good game from Giants. We thought, like, the fresh team, so they're a little bit out of it, but same for us. We've got a lot of new guys coming in, and we feel like we've integrated them really well.
I'm seeing like 3 new spark plugs in this offense and on the defensive side. The block's bigger, the offense is flying. I mean, what have the training sessions been like? You guys seem to have gelled really fast in this short amount of time. How are you guys in the gym?
Yeah, I mean, that's the benefit of a university team. You know, we're training all the time, and we're going out together as well, so it's all good fun.
Cheers, Rob. All right, well, one more thing. Anything you'd like to say to the fans, the crowd? Your mother was in the chat. I believe it was your mother. She was very supportive of you. Anything you'd like to say to the people out there?
Just thanks for all the guys coming along. You know, we had a big crowd. We're only 30 minutes away, so everyone that came out, thank you very much. Thanks to the family for supporting, and hopefully we can go again.
There we go. You heard it here first. Thanks so much, Rob. We'll see you later.
And that will be it for our stream for this game. Up next, we'll have Durham and Richmond Docklands playing their first opening weekend fixture. This has been Dennis Schaub and Neil Ray. Looking forward to seeing you all in the next one.